Thank you guys so much.
Oh, dude, we're back in business, baby.
John,
Okay.
John, are you gonna stream this?
Yeah,
Can
this
you
is being
invite-
streamed on the FTN News YouTube channel. I'll post
Do
it.
you want to go on stream?
Bring everyone up who
Like
was
one of
here
them.
previously.
JJC and
I would
Dylan.
like to continue the debate, if possible. If you're just
Yeah.
joining us again,
then
since we're
JJC
starting to live stream this on
and-
our YouTube channel, CBS News,
that's
which
about
was
it.
before us, they had an
Hello, hello?
interesting debate on what was it all about again?
So we were discussing several things, mainly pertaining to the fact Deputy Secretary of Defense nominee and the new acting chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff both resigned today, along with other various government officials under the George Gossett administration. And then we were discussing various opinions about how we believe everything will move forward.
Would you all like to continue that debate? Because I don't
We
mind
would-
doing it.
If you want,
God, I fucking would love to, John.
We
We've
can
been
get
debating it.
Technozo back up here if he's on there.
Yeah, but if you want to also bring some citizen up one at a time and ask a
Yeah,
question,
I guess
debate
we
the
can do
question.
that. I was going to talk
We've been
about
yelling at
something
each other
else,
for
the
about
Senate
half an hour
elections
now.
and whatnot, but I think this might be much better if you want to. So
Yeah,
let's just
bring
start where we...
JJC up.
JJC?
Yeah, Secretary of Defense nominee. Thank
Why don't
you,
we just
John.
start where we left off? Where did we leave off?
I'm not even sure.
Not even sure. Okay.
Me screaming about something and saying all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
Rick,
left off,
again.
We left off with me saying that they've been here for 12 years and have nothing
Yeah,
to show
okay.
for it.
Would you like to continue with that point?
Yeah, I would love to continue with that statement.
I would love to hear it.
Rebuttal that. So, arguably, you say some of us have been here for 12 years. I've been here for a while, but I've only been in USM for 5 months now, maybe 6. Rick can give you an exact time between Army and Air Force. But, after COVID, USM was active during 2020 during COVID, and then it kind of died off until Boulder. And then now when Ukrainian and Dylan and Hayden have all purchased it and it's revived. Under our administration and then Matthews previously over USM, we saw the numbers rise to a level not seen since before the 2020 time period. And you'll notice now that we've left, so the numbers have dropped by over 50 people. So we have greatly we've greatly contributed to USM over these past few months. We have a private Discord server in which we'll willingly share some of those photos of events we've held over the past 12 years where we've had anywhere from a dozen to over 100 attendees. So you can't sit there and say we haven't done anything over the past 12 years, because besides those few years Noose has been inactive, and that can't fall on us or for us to hold that blame. USM has pretty much always been active.
So, sorry about it. You
Go
want
ahead. Go ahead and continue.
It's my wait. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
To that. So after Noosa and Ridgeway split up,
And have nothing
Yeah,
to show
okay.
for it.
Would you like to say?
and USM was admin abused. It was me and Rofiles running the military. I was CJCS. I was CJCS from 2022 to 2023. I was there in that position for over a year, and it was not fun. It was not easy, and not only that, nobody wanted to join. There was nothing of substance, and there was nothing anybody wanted to do in USM until Boulder came out, and then that was already a shit show too.
I remember being in Boulder. I mean, all we did was guard the base and occasionally go out
Exactly, it was a
on
shit
martial
show.
law.
Nobody
But
wanted to.
at the same time, I
was
felt that
horrible.
I felt at the same time though, USM brought Boulder brought some activity to USM that we couldn't have with the current base roleplay thing. You know,
No,
it was a nice
yeah.
break and
It
change of
was-
pace.
Boulder
was-
definitely gave.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
during
Rick.
that time, I was CJCS and SecDev. I was in both positions, and let me tell you, it was the worst experience in leadership that I have ever had. Because not only did we have to abide by state law, not only did we have to follow what the federal government said, we had to follow what the state government said. We had not two bureaucracies telling us what to do, and both of them hated each other. It was not fun. And I'm making this point to go into that what the previous administration, what the previous USM leadership did was something that I have never seen before, and how quick the turnaround was. And yeah, you can say it was hate and Ukrainian and all that other shit, but it wasn't that. It was just the people who knew how to bring it back and the people who knew what worked all came back, and they made it work again. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is you take away that shit, you take away them, you take away those people, it doesn't work as well as you want it to. And that's all I am going to say, because that's all I think about.
Other than right at the end there, with just Rick, I will say the main thing that I noticed here is you didn't really spend any time during that entire, 3 minutes that you guys were just speaking trying to claim that USM is actually good. You spent it trying to cover your own ass, trying to say, "Oh, it's not our fault that USM is bad."
Yeah,
you're really
okay,
proving my
hold
point here. And I didn't interrupt you at all. I didn't try and rebuttal anything you said during that time. So just let me speak. So my point here is, tell me, 1033, do you know when the last time you saw multiple military police guarding the gate when you actually saw them, doing their job?
Let me counteract this.
February 14th, 2023, baby,
Yeah,
24.
you can't say, nothing has happened. Because again, we've been active in DC, way well before we all got removed. Well, not removers, let me correct that, my bad, before we all resigned under threat of removal. Under Matthew, under myself, we held weekly events at DC. We held weekly events with GMs where we asked them to do a raid event, and we have yet to lose. We never lost one of those. I'd like to put that out there. And we were working with DARPA under an SGM order, not DARPA, Defense Force Protection Agency, my bad, for MPs to get access to their team to utilize their cuffs because we didn't have any. And I can know for a fact the last 3.5 weeks under the Robbie's term when Matthew was CJCS, USM Air Force Security Forces, that's Air Force's version of MP, and Army MP were actively daily using the DFPA team to provide MP security to the front gate at the USM base.
Mm-hmm. So, here's another question that I have for you. Do you guys really have any public events before this when it comes to, within the last, 3 years?
We 100% have.
Yes.
We held weekly, bi-weekly inspections. The public was invited to watch. They were announced in the event server. We held, and you're again contradicting yourself. We held public events at DC sanctioned by SGMs. We would hold planning events, other departments, or other special operations divisions. There was a lot that we did that involved the general public. So I'm not sure why you keep repeating yourself, but we keep giving you the same answer here.
Uh-huh.
What? I'm just looking through executive and tell me, where would these be? Executive updates, where would they be? All these, supposed
Events.
Events.
Scroll
I
up
see.
from before George's term. Keep scrolling through events, and you will find USM-related events.
Okay, let's see. So I control F inspection in here, which, that would normally be the term that was used. Yeah, what's up?
Last term, I was the chief of staff of the Air Force with 103 as my vice. We attended those stupid-ass inspections that were every week. And we made sure that our people went. And there are pictures from that time where we had the most people in attendance every single time.
You have access to all of this proof and photographs as well in the
it's
USM
a public
server.
event, actually, in the USM server. If you go to the USM server, and you click on events. There's one event, Saturday, April 6th at 8 p.m., weekly mandatory inspections. Yeah, that was created by Matthew at 103.
Okay, so actually, here's a funny enough thing. So when I did Control F and events in the USM server, there's actually less inspections in the USM server than in public announcements. So that's just something that I find funny because only one of them was actually posted. This dates back to late 2023. Only one inspection, Control F. Start rallying for inspection at everyone. 3/23/2024. The one right before that was from Robbie about the executive branch inspection. And if we look in the
Now
USA
look at
Discord server,
regular US, like not regular.
Yeah, go to regular US.
announcements.
Go to inspection pictures. Go to the USM channel. Go to inspection pictures and scroll. You'll see them there. If you
I'm talking about public outreach events because I don't know how you expect to get people if the only thing you're going to do
Oh, I
is
mean,
go sit AFK
if you go to the
recruit
Air
people.
Force Discord, here's the
All
thing.
right.
If you go to the Air Force Discord, you can see every time we pinged for a recruitment event
SSU on
and go to
Lackland.
events.
SSU on
Go to
Lackland.
events.
Head down to DC for recruitment. SSU on Lackland. SSU on Lackland. SSU on Lackland. SSU on Lackland.
And
Yeah,
we
that's-
regularly had civilians
SSU on
join
Lackland.
those.
SSU on you regularly had random people joining Lackland as
We
a,
did
as
because
a
we would
civilian?
Yeah, we did.
announce them. We
Yeah,
would
that's
use
why
the
we made an
tryout
announcement.
channel.
Let's see.
Go look. Well, you can't look at tryout history.
Yeah, you can. Let's see. Oh my God, there's an inspection. First one. Let's see when this was.
Here's the thing. That
23rd.
the inspections became less common as the term went on because of people just weren't. The other branches were not showing up as often, so we made them bi-weekly instead of weekly. Because the same thing's gonna happen to you if you make it weekly. Nobody wants to show every week. So and look, you gotta search for recruitment in every Discord, and we still did recruitment events.
Yes, you did recruitment events. So I just want to know what you think is effective about sitting AFK at a recruitment booth in DC. Like, how is that?
Well, here's the thing.
Do you have a statistic on how many
Here's
people
the
you
thing. We had how many people are recruited? Here's the thing. I didn't host any recruitment events when
No,
I was
not
chief
you,
of staff
in
in the Air
general.
Force. When I was in the Air Force, we didn't host any recruitment events until after they made the recruitment building because that wasn't a thing until they
Are you having
like a month
technology problems?
Okay,
Me?
so do this.
Or is it me? Because I
go
had a power flash just a few
do
seconds
your
ago.
Control F thing, JJC,
Yeah.
and look up recruitment in the
Yeah,
main US.
I
server.
searched it up. There's 7 results. One of them is back from Boulder. So about 6 of them, and they were, let's see. So February 3rd, March 11th, another one on March 11th, March 13th, March 16th, and March 29th. So there's really not a lot here at all from before this term. There's maybe 5, I think. And if you don't include the what's it called? If you're not including duplicates from the same exact day, then 4. The problem here is that you are trying to view this as one of the most effective ways of recruiting. Again, do you have a statistic on this?
Not.
Do you have? Yeah. Okay. So then, what?
Public,
Okay. So
public
why?
outreach events do not work.
They
And
don't.
I know you said you want to work. I know that's what you said you wanted to do is public outreach. They don't work. Nobody shows up. No matter how many times you announce them to the public, no matter how many times you announce them in USM, nobody's gonna want to go. Nobody cares about the US. Nobody
I think they will.
Most regular people in this group do not care about USM, and they don't like USM. As I feel like most people understand from the public reaction of even when we resign, nobody cares about USM.
I'll ask you guys for the third time.
It's good drama.
Okay, I'll ask you for the
Yeah.
third time.
It
Where
does
is your
make good
readiness
for good
report on
drama.
how much recruitment you've gotten? Where's your
I
report?
can tell
on
you the
this?
numbers. I can
Yeah,
tell you
go
the
for it.
numbers. I
What are
was
the
given
numbers?
from January to I want to say around when the term ended, which was I think last month. The recruitment center was only added on March 4th,
Mhm.
and I was given the Air Force in January. The Air Force in January barely had a group. It didn't even have ranks in the group. And me personally, I brought from the Air Force from one person, me, to over 80 people at its height. And that was just me hosting BMTs, me hiring people, and even row files. All right, row files brought the Navy back from absolutely nothing because the Navy was shut down. And then he brought in 70 people into the Navy. It doesn't matter how much you recruit or post public events. It's what you advertise yourself as.
Yeah. So Rick, again, you were Chief of Staff of the Air Force. How many people did you get for your entire time? How many new people joined the Air Force during your time as Chief of Staff of the Air Force?
So I want to say I brought back, I want to say a total of 10 new older people, and that was Steward Rummy, Mark Vicario, I brought back Maxwell Vicario, I brought back
Before
Arthur
you finish
Chen.
this,
10
before you
people.
finish
I brought
this, when
back
did
10
you-
old gens.
Okay, before
Everybody
you
else
finish
in the
this-
in the Air Force
you
is
finish
either
that.
new or have not been in USM for over or have not been in the USM through the time that I've been there from 2020 to 2024. They were never in USM.
And again, how long were you Chief of Staff of the Air Force for?
I was the Chief of Staff of the Air Force from January to March.
10 people.
Those are the
That's
only
old
10 people that I
faces.
brought back.
10
Those are
old faces,
gens.
and then the new people. How many?
Over
you
40,
get?
over
70.
40 of them.
Yeah, I want to say 70.
So you say
'Cause they're
70 for
coming-
you. How many did you guys stay for the Navy?
Over 20, over 20, possibly over 30.
So 20
The
over
Navy.
30. So now we're at 100 and we're two
Okay,
branches.
so
in.
let's
We have
look at this a
5
different
branches.
way. If you want to look at all the branches,
Dude, you see, you're claiming
the
all of this
thing, and here's the
shit,
thing.
and you're
here's the
attacking
thing.
these two
The Army
fine
has always
individuals.
had-
Like,
And the Army always had more people than the Air Force and Navy because the Army had been open since Boulder. Half of the people in the Army group are from Boulder.
you're attacking these two fine individuals, some of the best Joint Chiefs of Staff I've ever seen in my entire fucking career here, and saying that, well, you brought back these guys and only brought back 40 to 70 people or whatever. You're saying that like you're ever going to achieve that during your SecDef term. You're never going to touch that number. Ever.
Let me make another
There's no
statement.
fucking way.
And I want to say, when I was Secretary of the Air Force in 2021, it was the quickest turnaround from inactive to active. We beat the Coast Guard in inspections. We beat the fucking Coast Guard under Tactical Rock in inspection and in attendance. And that's a very hard thing to do. Especially because Rock knows that he runs a fucking clan. It's hard to beat him when it comes to fucking people showing up.
So here's another question that I have for you guys.
Let me very quickly, I want to go back to very quickly. So you talk about members, you look at a lot of these federal agencies, they don't have the numbers we have, they don't get the numbers
the
we have.
military is meant to.
In one branch. In one branch.
So you went on, JJC, about a whole tangent about me not interrupting. So I'm going to ask you close your mouth and let me finish speaking, because that would be amazing if we would not be hypocritical today. Thank you. So, again, as I was saying, you talk about, this aspect of numbers. You look, and again, we'll start under Matthew. We'll start under, because we have the old USM database from the Boulder era. We had at Boulder maximum just under 100 individuals within the USM. Boulder ceased to exist. Ukrainian English is not Englishing. Ukrainian bought the group. After this group came under new administration, USM again kickstarted itself under Matthew, originally under Andrew, and we rose from 100 to, at our peak, 375 members. So just consider that. You were talking about this lack of numbers, this lack of people getting in here. That is 275 new people in under one term. And again, look at these federal agencies. They can't do that. You say we can't do that. I would like to see you right now as you are still actively losing USM people. But just keep in mind, since we've resigned, USM has lost over 50 members and individuals. So we would like to see you continue to sit here and talk this talk about, oh, you brought in so little amount of people, when in reality, we went from 100 to 375 people. That's 270 people, more than any agency within NUSA currently has. And, you saw Air Force, you
A
saw
lot of them
Army,
combined.
you saw even under Rock, his computer was broken, but he tried with Space Force. You saw Air Force, Army, Navy, even with Navy struggles, you saw every single one of these branches increase their membership count from employed servicemen and women. So you can't sit here and talk about this when you are 100% wrong and not looking at all the facts here.
Yeah. So this is this is just a statement, so don't respond. I mean, you can respond afterwards. So, first off, let's just say here.
Oh, sorry.
So for example, Hadil is in the chat right now. She got, let's see, USCP, insanely active under her leadership. Now she's over an MPD, insanely active during the times where they are meant to be on in mass numbers, otherwise than patrolling. Hadil does a good job, and you're claiming that all these agencies are bad.
Right.
You know what? No, please, again, don't be hypocritical. So what I'm saying here is you're claiming that these agencies are doing shit and not as good as you when the military is meant to be bigger. They have 5 different components in them, sometimes 4 depending on how we're feeling. And Hadil's over here bringing these other agencies that you're trying to shit on. She's bringing them up. So what I'm trying to say here again, which I'm going to move over to a new topic now that we're kind of done with the numbers part. We've let that run its course. But how is your organization when it comes to keeping track of your members? Because I actually just did the math right now. Right now you have 283 people in all the branch discords, but you have 315 people in the USM Discord.
Don't you dare say
No,
us.
let me.
Don't you dare fucking say
Hold on.
Let me rebuttal this.
Correcting myself. Groups, not Discords. Groups. The kind of things
Let me
people should
rebuttal
do.
this. So here's the reason the groups versus Discord numbers are off. After we had so many people resign, United went through and started kicking people from Discords along with other individuals who resigned, but nobody has removed these people from these groups, and these people are going to hold on to these groups to be a pain in the ass until they are physically removed. Now, I want to very quickly rebuttal your MPD
Why don't
and
you look at
US.
Matthew 904, bro? He's
Rick,
not any server.
Rick, oh, thank you. You look at these MPD USCP teams that you're talking about. Let's first, you say, oh, they're active, they're in game, Let's look at 2 things here. Let's first look at jurisdiction, okay? We have this jurisdiction of we are in our base unless we are deployed by the president or there's an SGM event, because the regular enlisted soldiers are not allowed out of base. You have USCP, which, ideally is the capital, but they have been given federal jurisdiction, so you see them everywhere. You have MPD in DC. They are everywhere. They have a reason to be active 24/7 in game because they have that jurisdiction that gives them so much more to do in game. When USM is needed in game, they have always shown up and always have been active. So you cannot sit here and numbers, yes, you can go and differentiate the numbers between agencies, but you cannot then go and try to differentiate these activities in game, how many people are on one team at once, when you have all these different restrictions, jurisdictions that allow them to play on that team and actually do stuff on that team, because it just makes no sense. You cannot compare the 2.
So you're saying that USM doesn't have anything to do in game. They don't really have.
No, let me.
No. So again, just I'll correct what you said there. Yeah. So you think that they don't really have as much of a purpose in game as some other agencies do. So
Do not put words in my mouth, Mr. Secretary of Defense.
What did you say?
I said USM serves a purpose in game when called on. When not called on, we protect the base. But our main purpose is to be there when called on. In essence, you do not see USM in game 24/7 like you do MPD and USCP, and you shouldn't, because USM has no reason to be in game 24/7 when our job is to serve at the will of the president and Congress whenever we're deployed, whenever we're needed, whenever SGMs need us. We are not an agency that sits and patrols in game 24/7 with DC-wide jurisdiction. So let's not put words in my mouth and say we serve no purpose in game, because we do serve a purpose in game. That purpose is just not 24/7 like these other agencies.
There's certain
And
risks you have to assume when you're going into DC with USM, because you have to realize is that when you're doing, like, let's say you decide to do a convoy or something of that nature, when somebody steps out of their car and shoots somebody for somebody else, somebody engaging on a USM convoy, we get extreme scrutiny because of that, because now we're purposefully going out and patrolling, knowing that there might be threats out there, and we're shooting civilians because of it. That has been a thing for a long ass time. There's a certain amount of risk that you assume when you bring those USM folks around, because their entire purpose to be in that group, that specific section of our community, is to go kill bad guys. That is the defining nature of what the military is. MPD is a law enforcement agency. They're out there to go enforce law. There's fucking a plethora of other agencies that have a defined purpose, and our defined purpose is to kill people for the national security interests of the United States. And when we go out there, we have trigger happy people. Most people who are trigger happy go into USM because that is what they're expecting out of that group. They want to go to war. They want to go do things, in different areas of the UN and shit like that. We are. It's not smart to have people patrol DC as USM, or just stand around at a base. I'm not gonna go stand at fucking Fort McNair for 20, 30 minutes just to have a little gaggle fuck. Like, that's not. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't expect anyone to do that. That's why I hardly did fucking USM patrols when I was a Joint Chief at DC. If anything, it would be like what Rick did, which was the SSU at a private area base or whatever, and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, civilians aren't exactly allowed on military bases anyway. So if you're gonna have a public event where people come tour the base, what are you gonna have? You're gonna have two fucking hangars, a couple shipping containers, and an airfield that we don't use, and that's like the only publicity you can get out of that place. And like I said, it's an inherent risk that you're gonna be taking, bringing these people to this mass of individuals to this heavily civilian populated area, and most, if not all of them, are wanting to shoot somebody. Just an idea.
So now that you guys have gone on your little rant, I'll try to say what I was
Hey,
originally
don't
going to say
belittle
here.
what we're
So,
talking.
Please,
Okay?
no, okay. So, the point here that I was going to say originally, like 5 minutes ago, before 10:33 interrupted, is why haven't you guys, and this is rhetorical. Don't respond. You respond
Don't ask
after.
questions on a fucking stage. If
No, you can
it's
answer afterwards. You
rhetorical.
can answer after I ask the question.
Well, then it's
Then
not
don't say
rhetorical, dickhead.
rhetorical.
Well, I mean, I'm
Like,
saying
we
it's a
have a
rhetorical
brain,
question. I'm
let's
saying it.
use
I'm
it for
saying
one.
10:33. Don't interrupt me. I'm saying it's a rhetorical question. I'm going to say more stuff after it, and then you can try and rebuttal all you want. Okay. So, you guys try to claim here that USM in game doesn't have as many duties as these other agencies might have in game.
Let's take a question, Sean.
Why haven't you guys tried to fix this? You guys
Okay.
have clearly not. No, I'm still asking the question. You guys are not doing anything to fix this. I, for one, am going to fix this, and you guys have during your entire time here, which some of you again have been here for years, have done nothing to try and get more jurisdiction. You've done nothing to try and actually get
There's no reason
more
for it.
of a job in game. Well, clearly there is, because what are you?
No, there's not.
What are you
Tell me
supposed
what
to do?
USM's purpose. Instead of going around and asking us what we believe that USM's purpose is, even though we've already answered that question, I've just answered it. Tell us what you think USM's purpose is to patrolling civilian, unfucking fettered areas. Like,
Let me
what are we gonna
just-
do?
You
Go
also-
out
you also
and
gotta
shoot
add on to
criminals?
this.
That's not our job.
Let
That's
me
not
add
our
on.
job.
103,
Never
once
said that.
103 goes, I'm gonna say something.
So you
So-
sit here and say, why don't we do more? Why haven't we? And then you sit there and say, you're going to try to do more. I'm just going to first say, Secretary of Defense nominee, you should know this for a fact. There's certain legal regulations in place mandated by law that mandate what USM can do when in a civilian essence, in regards to convoys, in regards to patrolling, in regards to jurisdiction. To change so much of this, it's not something that you say you can do. You need to go through Congress for this, and we have tried in the past not always been very successful. Occasionally we have been. You have to remember all the laws were wiped under this new administration. But at the same time, you talk about us doing all this when, as a matter of fact, it's not something that we have the power to do.
So why don't we do this? When one of you says something, I'll answer, because what's happening right now is you guys are all just adding on to each other, and then I get 10 seconds to say one thing, and then you all continue to add on to each other for
Why
another 10
don't
minutes.
we instead?
You also
Why
you
don't we
also
instead
forget-
just get people to
Goddamn,
ask you questions? Because
Yeah, let's do that.
I brought
Can I say
up
this real
Raid
quick?
3D.
Can I say this real quick?
We're
Can I say
enjoying
it?
disproving him here.
You also forget that the United States, the NUSA, was owned by a different person from 2017 to
We only got a
2020
couple
to
minutes left,
2023,
so
2024. It was owned by fucking Paul JKO, and he would not have that. He could care less about USM. He didn't give a fuck. He did not care. So anything that we tried to do and anything that we tried to do to have more prominence in game was shot down immediately. It's not like we had all this time to try and change things. We didn't. It's Ukrainian Hayden and Dill are all completely different people. Whether we try to get more shit, to get more things to do, is completely up to them. Because whether or not we ask for it, whether or not we ask for that, under Paul, we didn't. DCCC had no impact on what was added into the game. DC had not been updated since 2021, and then Boulder, and then with Boulder, they didn't let us do anything. It was all dictated to the state government, and the state government would not let us do anything.
Can we get questions now?
Yes, let me finish this, and then we can go on questions. And then when you try and say that we didn't do anything or that we didn't try to be more prominent, we couldn't because we tried. And there you go.
okay, can we get the question now?
Yes, sir. I hope everyone is doing well. So my first question is, why can't none of you guys just drop the beef and move on? You know, this is another term. HHP, if he won this, presidential term, he might win the next one whatsoever, but it's not like he's gonna be president more than 2 times, right?
He's
So
not winning the next term.
whoever the next president is whatsoever, you guys are going to be working with each other in the future again. So you might as well just drop the hate from each other and, just work on the future. Just stop looking at the past. I mean, you can look at the past to see what you guys could do better, but just keep looking at the past won't do nothing. You're just going to stick here in this debate arguing 24/7. You don't need that. It's Roblox, man. You got to go enjoy your real life, right? So I think you guys should just sit down
Let me give
and
you.
just say apologize to
Goddamn,
each
Ray, you're
other.
sweet, man. So
Let him
Let me answer your
finish.
question.
Let him finish. Please.
like just sit down, apologize to each other. I mean, JJC, right? No disrespect. I mean, you're the new guy in USM. That's the truth, right? And new faces are good. Don't get me wrong, right? I think everyone was kind of surprised to see that you were put in place. Then someone who's been here for a long period of time, as a joint staff or whatsoever, right? But I see like you are trying to make DoD better and USM better, right? But you should also take opinions, especially from 103, Rick, Roll Files, Large Titanic, because they've been here for years. They tried their best and they were limited. They're on, being honest. I was the Boulder developer, right? They were limited what they could do in Boulder. That's the truth, right? So I think you guys just got to work this out. Just drop the beef and just call it a day. Hopefully, some of you guys could get your job back. Just get
Yeah.
going.
So Raid, I need to go, Raid, but I will say before I go,
Yeah.
sure, they've had all this time, and clearly they have not done that good. You say they've done all these good things. They're trying their best. In the end, good intentions pave the way to hell. That's it. Good night,
So,
everyone.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna go do my job now. So DM me if you need anything.
So I'm gonna respond to one of
That's
Raid's
fucking
questions
wild.
real quick.
Yeah.
Not question statements. You mentioned moving on. Now you'll notice after we resigned, none of us wanted to work with the federal government, so we moved on to bigger and greater things. which is why we opened PDS. And originally we thought we could, get a paramilitary group, but we realized we couldn't, so we changed to security because never was our intentions to overthrow the government, hurt the government. We simply wanted to move on. And once we initiated the proceedings for our security company, um, we got it registered with Commerce. We've gone the legal routes. We're working with DC City Council to write and get legislation passed for an in-game team. Completely trying to do our own thing now, go on our own way. And you have the president who is still threatened by us, moving on to our better, greater, new things, who is in government announcements trying to, go on about stopping DC City Council from giving us a team, using federal agencies and resources to do everything in their power to stop us. So we've tried to move on, and we've attempted to move on to greater and better things. But at the end of the day, this federal government is hell bent and keen on continuing to come after us for whatever they can.
Yeah, so I see your point 103.
Real quick,
Yep.
it's real files for SecDef.
Fun fact, actually, Roll Files was SecDev during the time when Ridgeway was created. Remember, Rick, when you were CJCS?
Yes, I remember.
Those
Real
times
files.
when it was kind of
I love real
difficult.
files. I love real files. Real files is a great
Um,
SecDef. He tried.
yeah,
And he
he is a
developed.
great SecDev.
He
I won't lie to
tried.
you about that.
I love real files.
But the
And then
truth is,
103 told me I'm not allowed to talk anymore because I'm drunk. I love you all.
you're good, Rolf.
Mwah.
Yeah, and all that good stuff.
I'm gonna go develop. Bye.
And so that was, what was your other, there was another statement you said and I forgot because I had a answer for that one as well.
Oh man, I was just talking how I felt. I was just sitting in the car and I was like, "Come on, guys, you guys just gotta drop the beef." The truth is, George won't be president too long, right? He's gonna do his one term. If he wins another term, good for him as well, right? Uh, at the moment, I know that you guys haven't beef with each other, but I feel like it could be fixed.
So
There is a possible chance. It's just you guys need to have a meeting.
I will, sorry.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I agree. There's beef, and it would be better for everyone if we just let it go and continued on. Now, it goes back to the fact that we tried to go our own way, and George keeps trying to bring us back into the spotlight because at the end of the day, he's scared of us. And whenever he does something, against us, he continues on, and he keeps threatening what we're trying to do, so we respond. We've tried to drop the beef, we'll sit here and we'll just watch, what goes on. We'll continue to watch as USM falls, I've offered support to JJC and George. George currently has me and others blocked. So we can't. And they don't want support, and we're just going to continuously live rent free in their heads until they figure out that we're not here to hurt them, and we just want to run our security company and honestly just be left alone and not be continuously brought back into the spotlight whenever they get scared of us.
So my next question would be: they didn't give you the license yet?
We got it
Operate?
after some
Okay.
back and forth,
Mhm.
and Hayden intervened and tagged the new commerce secretary and told him to give it to us. So we got our
Mhm.
license finally. And now working on an in-game team. But we just want to run our team. Like any other, hell, even George, the president, has a. I'm almost done, John. Sorry, I know you want to get on to the Senate thing. Even George owns a security business. You can go to the public commerce Trello in their Discord, and you will find a security agency under his name. He's never, there's also Blackwater, which is a big security company here in Noosa, and he's not bothered them. He's not harassed them. And so, at the end of the day, we just want, like the other two security companies in Noosa, one of those being his, we just want to run ours, out of his head without him constantly trying to bring us back into things.
I see. John, can I just say one more thing before we move on? Yeah. So I would say is, let's from the other side, George's side, if he doesn't seem to want you guys back into the military, I would just say do your own thing, right? Of course, do your own little business, right? And then hopefully in the next term or whatsoever, you get back into the military because
We'd all
the
love
military
that.
at the moment is shambled. That's the truth,
Oh my
right?
god.
I'm coming from DHS background, right? Mostly, and I could tell when something's shambles. So that's pretty shambled. Hopefully, the White House does something different. They change their way. But at the moment, you're just gonna have to deal with it. And if a war breaks out and they don't have no military to call, I know who they're gonna be calling, right? PMCs. But thank
Ghostbusters.
you for
Okay.
serving
Of
all of you
course.
guys. And
We all
take it easy.
we could leave. We're gonna stay and we'll wait till the next term. And if we're gonna just stay in Noosa until we're needed. We're not gonna abandon Noosa. Once some, once if George wins the next election, if he doesn't, whoever the president is next term, if they want us back, we are 100% all prepared to come back and continue to serve. I am done, John. I'm sorry for taking up so much extra time.
Yeah, thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Okay. There is one more person who wants to speak. We're done after this. I want to move on to the big thing. Well, maybe one more, but still.
Y'all fucking pussies. Y'all grown ass men arguing about Roblox fucking military, bro. Y'all fucking losers.
You're
I
on
swear.
Discord. You're the bigger loser, okay?
Okay, pal.
Yeah.
You're fucking this
And
JJC
you're
guy,
arguing
bro.
about this, about people arguing about the stupid Lego
This
game.
guy JJC takes it up the fucking ass. Excuse me, I'm actually trying to 3 days into my term. Bro, y'all fucking pussies, bro. Y'all a bunch of fucking faggots too.
All of you are.
Maybe you should go find your own news
Coming
organization.
in here and saying that gives you no grounds on anything that you say. When you come in here and just start throwing shit around like that, you're being one of the biggest hypocrites in here.
Such a nasty woman.
Oh my god.
Rick was brought back up.
Rick is being brought back up, but this is the only time.
I have a rebuttal.
I want to move on about
for what he just said. Okay, you cannot talk shit if you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. They fucking are ass. Imagine having one of the best goal scorers in the fucking league and they can't do shit. Fuck you, Fartherview. That's all I gotta say.
Hey Rick.
Bye.
Hey Rick.
What?
All that good stuff. Enjoy.
No, I'm done. I can't.
No, how about do 3 more?
I already went back upstairs. I already went back upstairs. No more.
Insult a farther.
Let me be honest with you guys, all right? I saw Fatherview join. I was like, wow, this guy's unbelievably gay.
Fatherview just got banned, just so you are aware.
That's what you get. That's what you get for being a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
Show at all.
That's
it
what you
always
get.
descends into chaos.
That was not appropriate conduct within the voice channel, so he got removed.
Father just got banned. Wow.
103.
Also,
I love you.
Can I have a moment?
C4, you're so handsome.
Okay, I'd just like to congratulate Ariam. Congrats, Ariam. You'll be a good center. Big up, Ariam.
Ariam's fucking
We support
beautiful.
you, Ariam.
People, are you British?
We love you. I might be.
Get him out of here.
He's from
right
Jersey,
back over
by
the
the way.
border.
Hey,
You're gay.
Did you guys know that United and C4 are lovers?
You're trying to get the next ban here, Rick.
No, it's not inappropriate. It's true. It's not baseless. They are
We
lovers.
might
They
be.
will both say themselves that they are lovers.
We might be.
Also, I have a statement for Frosty, and here's something I will say: if you guys should have a shred of good faith, and you put somebody that we know, that we trust, that we have confidence in a position of power like SecDev, we'd consider working with this admin, 100%. But right now, you have a barrier between us wanting to work with you, and that is JJC, 110%.
You see, this wouldn't happen if Real Files was SecDev.
So, Frosty, if you whatever the word is, have a conversation with George about getting this hooligan out of here and replacing him with someone that we know has confidence, and has our confidence, we would happily fucking return back into the fold.
Hooligan is wild.
Big up Ariam. Big up Ariam. He's a real G. He a real nigga.
Here we are. What? See if we'll finish the sentence.
Yeah, he's a real what, Seaful?
Finish the sentence.
Yeah, moderate yourself, Seaful.
Sorry, I disconnected that. What was that? What happened?
A real what, Seaful?
Yeah, Seaful.
I didn't. What?
What's he a real? He's a real what?
I'm breaking up with you.
Get him out of here. He's gay. Unbelievable. Also, everybody,
Long live
there's gonna be a diss track dropped on George and some people in his admin. It's gonna be 4 minutes of me just shitting on him and everybody else involved in it with him. So
racist, Hank.
And we're just gonna fuck him up, and it's gonna be a great time. I'll make sure to get it posted to the right places once you guys
Also,
yeah.
one more thing. please stop bringing us into these debates. I know it's great content. And I know it's fun.
Well, don't listen to him in regards to me. I love this shit.
Yes, always bring a
Fucking
Dremian.
love this shit.
Bring a Dremian. But
I
please,
fucking love
the
it.
American people, they don't care. Let's move on. You know, just let
That's
us
a great
do our
idea.
shit.
Let's move on
let
from
the,
everything.
Let the government do their shit. Now
Yeah.
hold on. Now I want you to bring Mephis in here.
We're not bringing any more people up. Why? What is the need?
Actually, no. Bring Greg up.
Don't
Bring
listen
Greg
to
and Roll
don't
Files
listen
up.
to Rick. He's drunk.
And Roll Files. Bring Roll Files
God
up.
damn it.
You're continuing the drama
was just
by
listening.
you say you don't want to continue this drama, and yet that's what you're exactly doing.
It's not bringing drama. No, it's just these people are.
John,
funny.
he's drunk.
John, I love you.
Why was I
Mwah.
brought to speak? I'm just listening to this shit.
Because I love you, Greg.
Yeah,
Say
go
you're
back down,
banned in your
Greg.
case
Go back down,
voice.
Greg.
Say you're banned.
Oh my
You're
God.
banned. You've been banned. Get out of
Banning all
here.
these people.
Why is everybody arguing, guys?
By the way.
Yeah.
Do
If
it.
I get if a bunch of
Yeah.
people ping me, I'll do a sneak peek of the diss track. Swear to God, I will.
Do it.
To
I
this
will
stage.
kiss you.
Wait,
Everybody ping a
hold on. I think there's moderation here. I can't really show this song.
I'm gonna get banned. I'm gonna get
keep it a
banned.
buck.
I'm gonna get banned if I keep talking.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I might. we doing a sneak peek, boys?
Who's
John, would you
Hayden
approve a
underscore
sneak peek?
Charlie, and why are they sending
Make
me a
it
friend
quick.
request?
Make it quick.
Whoever's a mod, there's a bot sending people friend requests. Can you?
All right.
ban
All
them?
right.
Yeah, I
Whoever's a
declined
mod,
it.
I just want to say that everything said in here that's bad, not me. Just saying, letting you know.
Hey, I want to shout out Frosty the Snowman for being older than half the people in here, and still being involved.
What a dumb conversation
Shout
this
out.
always has
This,
been.
this is probably the best song I've heard to date in this group. I'm just letting you know.
And it's being muted for copyright. On the stream. The stream has been muted.
I'm sorry, Frosty. That was out of pocket. I won't do this again sober.
Are you drunk right now?
Yes.
How much have you been drinking?
I took a shot every time a Dremy said all that good stuff.
Do me a favor and drink the rest of the bottle.
No, it's a lot
Do
less.
not encourage drinking.
Yes. We
McFain.
do not encourage drinking if you are under the age of 21.
I do not encourage drinking, period. It's a bad habit.
Yeah, devil.
All right, sorry about that. My Discord reset. I'll get this sneak peek rolling for y'all. Don't worry. It's on a free software. This is how much I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna shout out Tactical Rock 101 for
What
being
the fuck are we all doing? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's just it.
No.
Coast Guard.
What the
best plan
fuck
out
is
there.
that?
All right, this is the sneak peek, people. All right.
Jeremy, don't play that first part.
Don't play that. You're
Oh,
gonna
don't play the first part. Okay.
Yeah, you will get banned for that.
Yeah, please skip the first part. It's funny, but don't play it.
do not play that.
Here, I'll just mute it.
What does it describe anyway?
Oh, it's Adam Stratton screaming the hard R.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
All right, here we go, gentlemen.
Oh shit, Jeremy on a beat, dissing godsend. Typing up some lines, pushing out some content. Made an for cabinet, we all know it that way. I chose carefully, it's not what he fucking meant. George pushing 30, we all know the story. Ran for 10 years just trying to catch a glory. Looking more sus than Andrew's inventory. Shit be vibes, you're gonna get gory. Let's talk about this Cooker brand bridge troll. Scared he's gonna lose, so rush the poll. GM's on the hush about the election he stole. It's too bad he ended up selling his soul. Paladin defense on the fucking rise. Sick of his shit, so we cut ties. Give him more time to fucking realize.
What the fuck is this?
Bro, it's fire. Let him talk.
Random ass Sec Dev, let's see what he can bring. Dreamy on the beat, living like a king, while Sec Dev is chatting with fucking Beijing. Ran in with Dylan in a fucking debate. Beat his ass and Dylan ran out the fucking gate. Turned to JJ so we can meet the same fate. Sucked George off and caught him in 4K. Oliver is gay, so it all makes sense. Why he defends the Secretary of Defense. He saw George's dick and said, wow, so immense. Punished the sinful and called me Mike Pence. Started the USA after losing an election. Then got president, was scared of insurrection. Throwing around lies and posting misdirection. We didn't have to, you're already facing rejection.
All right, that's the end of the sneak peek, ladies and gentlemen.
That was amazing.
Ooh, so good. Shit.
That was the best diss track ever. Probably
On a
since
Lego
Super
game,
Mario
too.
Game.
And I got 3 more minutes, gentlemen. I got 3 more minutes on that song. It's just gonna be shitting on people.
Oh my god!
I love you. I love you all. It's all for the people, and I'm gonna win president next election off of that. Promise you.
Wow.
I think we all need
Riz
to drink
Brick
a
wants to
little
do
more.
a music video for my
You see,
for my
even
diss
Frosty
track.
endorses it because it's awesome.
It's
But
banger.
we know the people who it's talking about. They're not gonna take that lightly. So.
How much Robux to do the Trump voice? I'll
Honestly,
do it
Jimmy,
for free, bro.
I love that I'm in that song, and I love you, man.
Oh yeah.
We love you too, Dylan. The beef
Yeah,
was
you know
only
what?
because there is no beef. We
You
love
blinked for the opposition. I was gonna spin the block on you at DC and get your ass on the street like a dog.
I have a
We
Jemmy.
are
I was
out of
gonna leave
time
you
for
in the street
y'all.
like a dog. He died like a
I
dog.
have a question for a Drummy.
Sure.
Weren't you the senior advisor for the military affairs for the president?
Yeah, but he never asked me for advice. Never asked
Oh,
me for
okay.
advice. He never contacted me or anything. So I mean,
Alright,
it's
no
hard to
problem.
advise somebody, you know, when they don't ask me questions.
Files. Jeremy, can you tell Raw Files that he's handsome in the Trump voice, please? From me.
Listen, Raw Files, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I saw you double cheeked up on a Sunday evening, okay? And I was like, wow, this guy's beautiful. Handsome as hell. Wow, this guy's beautiful. How'd you guys like the Trump voice in the middle of the fucking song?
I did not expect that, yet I loved it.
If you ever want to be part of something that has cool planes, please DM me.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
have
enough
cool
of you.
planes.
Shameless
cool
plug.
fighters. Yeah, cool fighter jets.
And that's enough of you. Anything else before I move on, at the very least?
Yeah, I mean, what are you moving on to?
Doing the Senate stuff. That's why I brought Lucky up.
Oh! Okay.
Who's off.
Mashilala.
Lucky, if you want to speak,
Arian
say so
to
right
talk
now.
about the Senate.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
So here's what I'm
Can't
gonna say to
speak,
finish it all
apparently.
up. I'll finish it up for the whole USM thing. We know what the fuck we're doing, okay? Us Joint Chiefs that have left, we know what the fuck we're doing in terms of like removing ourselves. We essentially we gave George the opportunity to fix things, and we're still giving him the opportunity to fix things. Like I said, Frosty, you put somebody that's competent, capable, and has the trust of the Joint Chiefs will happily come back. And you know, we're all for working with presidents that we don't like. It's kind of we've been there for all the presidents beforehand. You know, we've only resigned, maybe mass resigned once in the past. But what I will say is that in the grand scheme of things, I think what's best for USM right now is for you, Frosty, to go convince George to bring us back. Because honestly, if you want a chance to succeed, JJC is not going to give you that. Any person you put in those Joint Chiefs roles is not going to give you that. We have been there consistently. The one thing that I preached to George before he got elected president is that the military needs continuity and longevity to survive. And that's what we were going to provide. But, you know, he wanted to start micromanaging and doing all this other extra shit. So we left. So, yeah. And all that good stuff. Love you, Rick.
We're clearly not going to get to what I wanted today, basically because everyone's pulling out, so y'all can continue until 9. I don't care anymore.
Oh, okay, cool.
Technozo can answer questions, though.
You want me to answer?
Why did you get
For
fired,
Lucky,
Gilly, then?
apparently.
Okay. All right, Lucky. Tell me what the script is.
Lucky's not in here, buddy.
Lucky's listening. Mike's not working, apparently, so it's on mute
Okay,
till
I am
further
answering
notice.
questions on behalf of Lucky, who is running for speaker. Go ahead. Give me the tough questions. I'm ready for tough questions.
What's the goal?
The goal is to win. We got to win first.
But after that?
After that? Well, there are a couple of things. One of the things that Lucky is very passionate about is having chambers with the voting ability, and we want to work with the GMs to get that as soon as possible because it's making not just the House sessions very difficult, but also the Senate sessions very difficult. So that's one of our goals. And then also doing constituent outreach. We want to have town halls. We want to have a more organized house. The house has been we've just been we're in good shape thanks to Savior Josh, but we want to get back on better footing with more constituent outreach and also just passing more bills that the public wants.
Okay. Anything else that's interesting? Why would Lucky run?
Lucky's running because well, first of all, you got to understand who Lucky is. Lucky's currently the clerk of the House and the Speaker pro tempore. So Lucky has sat behind Savior Josh, who's been an incredible 5-star speaker. So obviously Lucky has big shoes to fill. But Lucky has been at the forefront. Lucky is the person you go to for the Congress number and Senate number. Lucky has organized all our discords, kept everything pretty nice and organized for us in the House, and it's very important because as many people recall, it was just a month ago that group ownership changed hands, and so when we need to, I think, focus more on organization, and with somebody like Lucky who is very organized when it comes to the House bills, I think the House is going to be in very good shape, especially like I said, he has big shoes to fill.
That other question I had was about the president. Does Lucky support the president's agenda, or?
Yes, for Lucky. Yes, Lucky supports the president's agenda. I will say that committees are a top priority for Lucky. Under Josh, committees were okay, but committees are a very big top priority. We want to make sure because right now the only committee that is like extremely active is judiciary. We want to make sure intelligence and military committees are also active. And also have really good, strong minority participation. And now that Tom Foley or whatever his name is, I think his last name is Foley. Now that he's out, we actually have a minority that we can actually work with, which is good. So, but to answer your question, yes, he does.
Great, thank you very much.
Do you have any questions?
Does anyone else have any questions from the audience and whatnot? There's only one, so let's see. Anything?
Yo, fuck that nigga Lucky. Fuck all y'all. Fuck this server.
Yeah. Why did I knew he'd say that? We're done here. Thanks for watching. Oh, what?
John, I actually had a question.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure you answered this already, but if not, he probably could. So what sets Lucky far better than any candidate that may be able to run for speaker? Like, what makes him the better choice?
That's a really good question because we do every speaker election has a lot of competition. I think right now there are two things in particular that stand apart. Is one, organization, which I touched upon, but also second, experience. When you sit behind the speaker versus being like a regular representative that I am, right? You have to make sure that anytime the House is having the sessions, because the sessions are how we do our job, are we organized? Do we have an agenda? Do the representatives know that they have to come in, right? These are all logistics that the speaker is responsible for. And so when you sit behind a person like that, and you not only have the organizational skills that Lucky has from creating bills, from having our databases, our Discord and Trello up to date, a person like Lucky is not only the best person in the House for the job, but also one of the best people of all time to take this job. And that's why the representatives are going to vote Lucky Vinnick for Speaker.
Any other questions?
Hey, I have a question. Am I able to run for speaker even though I'm not in the House of Representatives, like in real life, or is that like a no-go?
I would refer you to the Constitution. I believe, just like in real life, and I don't think Tim's Constitution changed this. I believe, yes, if you could just be like a regular citizen. Although I'm not sure why you would want to, because Lucky Vinnick is the perfect choice.
Well, it seems like this is going to be a one-sided or very one-party election, so to spice it up.
Listen.
Oh, Rick, that looks so fun. I think
I'll say this.
everyone who has any interest in aviation should join you because that
Yeah, I agree. These planes are great.
I want to say this though. You mentioned that you want to spice it up, but listen, I don't know, and I'm going to speak to the audience because maybe you guys don't have this experience. But if you eat too many Takis, then your nose like starts getting like really watery and nosy. So we don't really need to spice it up that much. People can be sensitive to spicy foods. If you know what I mean.
What is that?
Does that mean Lucky is scared of me running for speaker? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying.
Rick, what are you doing?
What
is that? Planes. You're putting
these are missiles. These are putting bombs in the bomb bay.
You can
these are
do
my
that?
planes. Yeah, these are my planes.
Damn.
Here's the one thing George doesn't understand. All these people who grew up on this game, they have adult money now.
Not everyone.
Okay, well, some people have adult money. And you know what you do with that adult money? You buy cool things for the fucking Air Force.
You pay your bill, you pay your gas, and you have nothing in return.
Well, that too, but you get adult money, and then you get cool things for the Air Force that you can't use anymore because you're no longer involved. So then you know what you do with it? You use it for the private security group. The private military company.
Yes.
Not military. The PSC. I have all this stuff that I can't use. So, I'm going to use this for this, and it's fun. So, like planes. You guys want to see my planes?
Any last words?
Well, I will say this, yes, people, I'm going to put on my serious cap right now. Yes, it is true that people like myself and, obviously people like Adam have IRL money now. But you also got to consider that this group has given us a tremendous amount in terms of like learning about government that, we wouldn't otherwise have. And make no mistake, you're going to see a lot of people that were former presidents become lawyers and very successful people because of this group. So, yes, you get real life money, but there are other things you get along with being in this group. And I just want to note that.
Nothing else?
You guys want to see some
Hey,
planes?
Rick, what are you doing? Because that looks really cool.
Oh, I forgot to turn off ground override. Hold on. Oh, these are the Paladin planes that I have. If you want to join Paladin Defense Aviation, hit me or Stu it up, and you get to fly these planes.
And we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you whenever.
Wait, hold
Bye.
on.
We're out of time. Like I said, we had to end at 10 o'clock sharp. It is coming up to 10 o'clock in 30 seconds, 20 seconds actually. So thanks for listening. We'll be back whenever. This is WFTN Washington, WFTN FM, and HD1 Washington. Have a good night. Bye-bye.